Hey everyone! I was gonna make this video a lot sooner, but a few days turned to several days, and here I am. But let's get this video started off. So, imagine you arrive at your favorite restaurant and you're wearing a politically related hat, shirt, or pants, and all of a sudden, a manager comes up to you and asks you to leave because they do not agree with your political view. Is this really acceptable in our society these days to have something like this going on and occurring? Across a nation, businesses have the right to refuse service to anyone, except they can't discriminate against a protective class. Now, a protective class would include race, color, age, sex, and religion. In several states, such as the state of Arizona, there is no law for discriminating against gays, although there is rigorous laws in a few major cities throughout the United States that do prohibit any discrimination against sexual orientation altogether. For example, in New York City, a business owner could unquestionably receive a fine up to $250,000 for discriminating against gender, identity, or expression. So, it's not like you could just simply misuse a pronoun and you say the wrong pronoun and then all of a sudden you're going to get slapped with a big fine. It's not like that. It's really going to only be in the most extreme circumstances. But the enforcement of charging up to $250,000 for such a small minority group in percentage in the United States is absolutely foolish. It's almost as funny as the intolerant California straw ban. Not only does a business owner have to worry about the language that they use with a dramatically small minority group, but it gets a lot worse. Z in her. That's right. Z in her are the most popular pronouns in the genderqueer community. So, if you don't refer to someone to that proper pronoun in a city like New York City, then yeah, you're gonna get a fine for that. Quick question. How many gender pronouns are there in the world? Oh yeah, wait. There is no number. How the hell do we accommodate these people? If we have to put up with something like this, with radical regulations in what is arguably the best city in the United States, then why on earth would we have to put up with regulations that are going to discriminate against our political view? Whether you're wearing a Make America Great Again hat or you're wearing an Impeach Trump shirt, personally, I don't care what you wear. Trust me, it's not gonna ruin my day if I see someone wearing political attire that I don't agree with. No one should be bothered in the end because we all have to vote one way or the other, one side or the other side. Why should there be consequences? Because this is how our country works. This is how we elect our president. There shouldn't be any consequences from what business we go to or what restaurant that we want to eat at. Although doing this is totally illegal, I think that it's so wrong and so cruel on so many levels because, like I said before, this is how our country literally works. I've even seen this happen in my hometown, so this trend has spread like a wildfire throughout the country throughout the course of this entire year. If I was going out and I was simply just trying to get a meal, and all of a sudden I see someone is wearing a MAGA hat, or let's say someone is wearing an Impeach Trump shirt, and then they get kicked out by management because they don't agree with their political attire, I would definitely stand up. I would pay for my check first, but after I would leave, I would never come back. And I would spread the word that they are a very, very biased business. What we need to do is fit political inclinations along as a protected class. Like I said before, there are specific wishes and grants that we're making for such a small minority group that we really need to be taking things much more serious on a bigger scale for some of these circumstances. The best that we can do right now is to spread this word of having this being a protected class. If not, we should just try to kind of make this behavior fade away and not be so much of a trend. Plus, if you're a business and you do this, you're going to end up having more customers and more money in the end anyway, so that's totally going to be better off for you. The Conservative Party and Trump supporters have been mainly targeted. I've heard stories time after time on, various Trump supporters that have had issues with being kicked out of bars and restaurants. But I haven't heard a single story about one Obama supporter or one Bernie supporter getting kicked out of any sort of business. Look, Trump is our president. Whether you like it or not, there's no reason to take your aggressions and your feelings out on your customers just because you have an opposing opinion. We must keep working for a society that is accepting and free from hate. It's a hard objective, but it's just something that we have to keep striving for. These days, with all the rules and regulations and all the restrictions that are being put on things, it's going to be very hard to change, if not nearly impossible, to be talking about these ideas once things are set in stone. I think it's important to share awareness on this subject matter before it's too late. With that being said, I'm going to head out, but I'm going to have a new video pretty soon, so keep posted.